The story of the late great Code Veronica is one of tumultuous twists and turns. Join me, Parking Lot Sheriff, for this insane, campy ride. The story follows Claire 3 months after the events of Resident Evil 2 as she infiltrates an umbrella facility. After taking out some guards in a normal fashion, Claire gets arrested and is sent to Rockford Island. The island is attacked by an unknown force and Claire is let go by the unluckiest NPC in gaming history, Rodrigo Juan Raval, an umbrella commander. This guy cannot catch a break this entire game. Rodrigo has been shot and is fresh out of hemostatic medicine, so Claire leaves him behind. Making her way through a cemetery, the dead come back to life. And once again, Claire must enter the survival horror. Here she meets Steve.
Wait, don't shoot!
Steve?
Am I dreaming or is that you, Harrington?
Yeah, it's me, don't cream your pants.
Now Steve is objectively the best character in the game because he's objectively the worst. After exploring a mysterious palace, Claire hears Steve crying for help.
Yeah! Help me! Steve?
Overcome with guilt from Rodrigo, Claire proceeds to save Steve in return for his golden nope. Steve acts ungrateful and runs off.
Steve!
Heading back, Claire runs into Alfred Ashford. Him and his sister Alexia own Rockford Island and they're just cartoonishly evil. They have this creepy ass home video of them as kids mutilating a dragonfly. Anyway, Alfred menaces Claire and then leaves. Later, Claire is attacked by a deadly bandersnatch and who but Steve comes to the rescue.
Don't worry, Claire. Your knight in shining armor is here.
You wish.
He swaps Claire the Lugers for the twin Uzis and both join forces to fight the bio threat until Steve is confronted by a demon from his past.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No! Ah!
Father!
Steve.
Claire sees that Steve is very obviously distraught after killing his own father, so she leaves him behind. She finds some hemostatic medicine and returns to Rodrigo, lucky guy, to save his life. In return, Rodrigo gives Claire his lockpick and takes her brother's lighter. Claire and Steve meet up again until they're ambushed by Alexia, Alfred's twin sister. They fight, but wait, what's this? A wig?
What?
Wait a second. What just happened?
Claire and Steve escape the island that's about to be bombed, leaving no man behind. And after a disturbance in the cargo hold, they realize that Alfred rerouted their plane to Antarctica. They arrive at this umbrella research facility. Understanding what's at stake, Claire takes all the good weapons and ammo from the item box to deal with it, and she does. Both Claire and Steve fight off Alfred and Nosferatu. They plan to escape via snowplow this time, but wait. What's this? Alfred reawakens his real, actual, not fake twin sister Alexia. Claire and Steve are knocked out by a giant tentacle. Cut to Special Tactics and Rescue Services operator Chris frickin' Redfield scaling the cliff face. Upon reaching the island, Chris runs into yet again mortally wounded Rodrigo. Chris asks him about his sister Claire. Just before he can say anything, Rodrigo is swooped up by a giant sandworm. If only there were good weapons in the inventory box, Chris could stand and fight. Alas, he is forced to run away and return once he has enough ammo. Chris explores the now desolated Rockford Island, only to run into his old friend, Special Tactics and Rescue Services Commander Albert Goddamn Wesker. They both learn that Claire and Alexia are in Antarctica, so they make their way there because there's nothing left to do here. Rodrigo! Chris, armed with nothing but a shotgun, fights off the sandworm, defeating it, only to find Rodrigo's lifeless corpse inside. If only Chris had enough ammo to fight it in their first encounter, Rodrigo would still be alive and be able to give Chris his lighter so he could unlock 2 very powerful weapons, making the game 10 times easier. Chris goes to Antarctica. Here he finds a mansion reminiscent of the Spencer mansion. Claire is trapped under some goop and has been poisoned. Chris returns with serum only for Alexia to show herself. Claire chases after her in search for Steve. It turns out Alexia had infected Steve with the T Veronica virus. Okay, some quick backstory. So Veronica Ashford is sort of the Ashford's oldest known relative. So Alexander Ashford wanted to clone Veronica because it's the only way to enhance intelligence. This is how Alexia and Alfred were born. Alfred was smart, but Alexia, an exact clone of Veronica, was a genius. She created the T Veronica virus, which lets the host control bioweapons infected with the T virus. She tested this out on her father, who turned into Nosferatu. The virus worked, but it needed time to gestate, which is why after injecting herself with the T Veronica virus, Alexia went into cryosleep until her body accepted the virus, leaving Alfred to take care of business while she was away. Now that she's awake, her virus works and she's ready to take over the world or some shit. Anyway, Steve turns into the 5th Ninja Turtle and tries to kill Claire. He later comes to his senses and saves Claire from a tentacle and gets fatally wounded in the process.
Your brother kept his promise. I'm sorry, I cannot.
Meanwhile, Wesker fights Alexia and then escapes, leaving Chris to finish the job. In order to save Claire, Chris must activate the base's self-destruct system. He enters the confirmation code, Veronica. Chris then kills Alexia a second, third, 4th time, and after one more tussle with Wesker, Chris and Claire escape, swearing to stop Umbrella once and for all.
Yeah, it's payback time. We've got to destroy Umbrella. Now, let's finish this once and for all.
And that was the story of Code Veronica. Definitely one of my favorites in this franchise. If you like this sort of thing, I'm sure there's a way you can let me know, and I might see some of you next time.